Welcome. I am your host, El Moro, and this is Florida, the pigeon capital of the United States. Yes, more and more fanciers are moving from everywhere to Florida so the birds can enjoy flying year-round in this beautiful weather. One of these fanciers is my friend Jeff Gerace. Jeff, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, thank you first of all for inviting me.
Yep.
What is the difference? Like you from Ohio, right?
Correct.
Okay, can you tell me the differences between Ohio and Florida?
You know, at first I thought pigeon racing was pigeon racing, but Ohio, we deal with cold weather. Florida, we deal with hot weather. And, you know, I grew up with a set of rules that were, when I started out as a 12-year-old, that were embedded with me. And, you know, some of them were, you know, kind of set in stone. You don't mate the birds until February 14th or thereabouts. Down here, you can put them together shortly after the December 1st, because as long as you can get your bands by January 1st, you can start banding young ones at that time. Ohio, that was not an opportunity to do. So a lot of rule changes in a sense on how you can do things. The birds, the races down here are faster. They fly at 1,200 yard per minute race down here is a slow race. You know, we're in Ohio, we fly 800s, 900s and 1,000 yard races on tough weather days. So there's a lot of difference that way. So, you know, it's kind of like a situation where you've got to go back and rethink. You can't take your Ohio or your northern principles and bring them straight down to Florida and expect the birds to perform. It's been a big learning curve again, to say the least, to get the birds ready and right. I think it's a little easier to keep the birds healthier down here. I think the weather dictates that. We do have a wet season, but you know, if the loft is built properly and that kind of stuff, you can keep things pretty clean and that kind of stuff. That's the only time I have any kind of problems, is once the weather gets a little wet down here. When the coop's dry, it's dry. It's day after day. We've had in the last 20 days, this is April 26th, and we've had one day of rain in the last 20 days. So
Not bad.
yeah, no. So that makes a big difference for the birds. A lot of the races were with the birds being on the wind on their tail. So that's where the speeds are coming from.
That's good.
So yeah, I think, you know, overall, there still was a really, really big learning curve for me, even though that I had done it in Ohio 3 different times. I had started with different clubs up there and had flown pigeons. You know, the benefit I got now is I'm retired and I got more time.
Yeah.
So, you know, I do most of my own training now, instead of using other people to help me train.
Oh,
So yeah, that works out good. So
how are the clubs here differs from in Ohio?
I fly in the Southwest Florida Combine. So the actual makeup of the club is the same, in the sense of, you know, where we're shipping from and that kind of stuff. The group I fly with is out of Cape Coral. So let me back. So the Southwest Florida Combine is Naples and Bonita Springs, North Fort Myers, Cape Coral. I think there's an East Fort Myers club, and, you know, which you get these fragments of clubs. Same thing that happened in Ohio, where this group got, like, we can't compete, so we go over here. And then you've got all the way up to Sarasota. There's a few of us in Port Charlotte, in the Northport area, Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda area. We don't have a club, so I'm in Cape Coral, so to fly down there. The guys I fly with, it's a great group of guys. I am the only gringo. Everybody is Cuban, for as best I can tell. They always sound like they're fighting with each other, but I've learned that they're not. I have no idea what's being said.
They're not loud. They're not loud. They're Cubans.
They're loud.
Well, go ahead.
Okay. That's how I take it. I'm like, holy smokes.
That's the nature. Yeah. Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
So, you know, everybody's been really helpful to me. A lot of the guys have reached out to me and that kind of stuff. Like I said, I had a big learning curve. Things are improving each year.
Yeah.
And, you know, yeah, it's just, it is different, and, you know, and that kind of stuff. And I think they've got a learning curve too, that, you know, they've got to understand is, you know, they take a pigeon, they ship it week in, week out, week in, week out. And we get to the 3, this year, the 300 was really tough. the 350 was tough. The 400 was tough. The 5 was reasonable. The 600 was tough. So you're asking those pigeons, and they believe, and some of the birds do it. They just fly week in and week out. They ship their pigeons. If it's home, it ships. So, my hen, I set up a little bit differently for the 600.
How you do it?
Well, for her, I put her on eggs. She went down on eggs. I quit shipping her mate because I knew I needed her and to any races because I didn't want to lose him and lose the nesting position of her. And she went to the 600. She was sitting a 4 to 5 day old young one, which is, I would prefer a 3 day old young one, but she was sitting a 4 or 5, and she made a really good toss for me, and I was pleased with that. So and so that's how I set up differently. It'll take me a couple more years before I get more birds like her into the system that can fly the 4, the 5, and the 6. So last year's 400, I sent 12 birds to the 400, and I had in an hour and a half, I had all 12 of them home. So from 400, speed was probably for me about 1,600 yards per minute for the 400, which is just really fast. So yeah, I think, overall, some races are extremely easy down here, very competitive. And then we do run into a tough race here and there. So.
And now that you say competitive, I heard that the Cubans, they're really good with their birds. They hold a lot of records. I mean, I don't know, but this is what I hear. Is that true?
Well, yeah. I mean, and I'm not saying nobody can come from the north and compete with the guys. But the Cape Coral Club's very tough. There's a lot of good fanciers, and if it wasn't, I got to be honest with you, it wasn't for the Cuban and Spanish population that's here, I wouldn't be pigeon racing because there's only like 5 or 6 of us in the area that would be considered that aren't Cuban, and I may be off on that because I don't know everybody in Bonita Springs or Lehigh Acres, but now the Spring Hill area is a completely different monster. Yeah. And that's up above Tampa, and that you can drive down the road and see 4 or 5 lofts. You drive their major roads.
Oh yeah,
you can see 4 or 5 lofts right from the road.
Yeah,
so it's a whole different ballgame. And they race a lot. They race on Wednesdays. They race,
Yeah, I'm going there. I'm planning to go there, and I'm planning to go to the Pigeon Derby, the Flamingo, Andy's Loft, all those. This one race loft.
Yeah, I have not participated in one loft race yet because I'm trying to figure out what I've got here.
Yeah.
So, some of the northern birds I brought down have worked out. Some have not, obviously. And, so and it's going to end up being 2 different type of birds in the loft. There's going to be I'm going to keep about 50 old birds. There's going to be 20 that are going to be hard weather if we ever have hard weather down here. But a longer race pigeon. And then there's going to be 20 that are sprint birds. So
how many birds they allow you to compete, each participant?
Well, with the Southwest Florida Combine, it's set based off the number of guys that raise their hand at the meeting, and they take that and divide that into what the trailer capacity can hold, and then they set it limit. For young birds last year, it was 40. For old birds this year, it was 50. We don't have as many old bird flyers as we do young birds.
Now, let me ask you, a ballpark figure. I know that you guys train the birds early in the morning. How many birds you think, ballpark figure, that they're exercising every morning from Sarasota all the way to Naples, all those guys? Because I know everybody goes north or everybody goes northeast, Arcadia. How many birds more or less you think?
They're pounding the roads. I mean, when we ship our first young bird club race from Cape Coral, and that's just the Cape Coral guys, we'll be somewhere between 700 and 1,000 pigeons just for that race.
No, I'm talking about all the clubs, because I see in the morning I get up and I see a lot of birds exercising.
The combine, but that's the combine sets that limit of 40 birds for young birds, so therefore you're not getting a true picture of how many birds are going to go out of that first race. We're shipping on the old birds. We're still shipping 12 to 1,500 birds for the first races
on your club.
At the combine, okay. But guys are leaving birds home. I mean, they can't ship them all because they can't. They have a shipping limit. So therefore, your 40 bird limit, and then the guy may have 80.
Yeah, but some guys, yes, they're allowed to race 40, but a lot of those guys are tossing and exercising 200 birds. Am I right?
I don't know if anybody's got 200. I haven't heard that, but 80 and 90 is really, yeah, I would say a majority of the guys are above the 40 birds, anywhere from 60. I'll start the season out with 66, maybe 70 birds.
Okay.
You know, and then I'll race those, and you know, depending on no big losses. I lose a bird here and there, even in young birds. I'll lose one bird a race. After Hurricane Ian, I lost 4. We sat out 2 weeks. Had the hurricane, sat out a weekend, and then went back to, and I lost 4 birds. That's the most I've ever lost on a race.
Okay.
Up to that point. So yeah, I mean, you know, and I would assume that's just because so much changed so quickly down here during that, right after that hurricane. So,
because every morning I see like a lot of birds, like everybody go up north, you know.
yeah, they're using Interstate 75, and
Yeah.
they're using, I don't know if it's Florida State 17 or US 17. I don't know which it is, but
So would you say 5,000 to 6,000 birds like every morning? I mean, from everybody just exercising birds.
well,
More or
I would
less?
I would say less. I would say that if you're going to take the combine and double, if we're shipping 1,500, there's probably another 1,000 sitting out. There's 2,500, good 2,500 to 3,000 birds potential. And there's one loft race too. I mean, there's a couple guys that have one on this side of the state have one loft races.
Okay, I'm not a razor guy,
Okay.
so explain to me the combine, and explain to the our
the-
viewers the combine.
Yeah, the combine is all the clubs coming together to control their shipping costs. Basically, we have a trailer.
All the clubs from Sarasota all the way
Yeah.
to Naples.
Yep. So,
Okay.
so Sarasota, Naples, Bonita Springs are combined. Lehigh Acres, you know, and then Cape Coral, North Fort Myers, East Fort Myers, and then you know, so those are all the clubs all the way up to Sarasota. Sarasota will fly on a 100-mile race. We'll fly 80 miles. I'll fly, let's say, 100, and guys in Cape Coral and Bonita Springs will fly 120 and 140. So that's kind of our front. So we got about an 80-mile front or depth to us.
So how is it like over here? These are your birds. You got beautiful birds. How is it flying here, low flying? I mean, now we don't have any hawks, which is beautiful.
Yeah, the Hawks will start back up in September. So September, the Hawks start showing back up, and they get pretty persistent with the birds. By then, the young birds have settled in, but and you know have matured, and they're going to start racing. I think we don't start racing until like September 27th. So I'll start cutting my loft flying time down, so the birds aren't outside exercising, getting picked off by the hawk, or motivate him to come. And then so it'll be all training. Training comes in. The minute they hit home, they start trapping. So, yeah, that's one of the interesting things about Florida, besides the alligators and that, is the amount of wildlife that I have at the loft. Last night I had 2 raccoons basically hanging on the loft looking in. I've had a bobcat here a couple times. He kind of just sniffs the loft. The hawks hit. There's nesting eagles. Eagles have never caught after the birds, as far as I know. The snakes, I kept having, when I first brought the birds down, I had 3 hens die in a row. And I kept looking at them, guys, everybody looks healthy. I kept come in the loft in the morning, and, you know, I'd have a dead bird. And I'm sitting there going, what the heck's going on? You know, I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing wrong. And, you know, I've had pigeons long enough to recognize when I have a pigeon that's not healthy. And here I've used this quarter-inch wire here, and I had some snakes, black racers, and the corn snakes down here were getting in the loft through that wiring, and so they're getting in there, and they were constricting the birds, figuring, I don't know how they were going to figure out they were going to eat the bird, but yeah, that's how I finally figured it out. So once that occurred, I put netting on this to make it smaller, and then one of the other animals that is common in Florida are feral cats. And so I ended up inheriting 3 feral cats that came with the house, and at that point they helped me bring the situation under control.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so the feral cats have really worked out well. They've also taken care of any kind of rat problems I've had.
So these are your champions right here.
I don't have any champions yet, but we're working on it. So I keep pounding away at it.
That's good.
Yeah, the other thing, when you put a loft in Florida, you have to think about hurricane type issues. So these lofts are all these lofts here are bolted to the ground and can be tightened down. So if a hurricane coming, I make sure these are snug.
Yep.
These two lofts went through Hurricane Ian with no damage.
Same, my love. Same. We had 160-mile wind.
Yeah, I did take all the birds out and put them in the garage. Didn't know what I was going to do if both lofts blew away with the 160 birds, but as it turned out, we survived that. But yeah, I think there's some precautions you've got to take with Florida. You got to look at the different critters that show up that you don't have to deal with in Ohio. So,
But overall, it's good.
oh, absolutely. Yeah, I can't go back north.
No.
It'd be hard to fly back north right now. I mean, just the fact that they're just now getting started with they probably started training 1st of April, mid-March maybe. They started training, and the weather's still cold and chipping the ice out of the buckets and that kind of stuff. I'm done. So
Yeah,
I fill the
it's
waters up
beautiful
twice a
here.
day and
Look, she's getting a sun bath. Look at that.
So, but yeah, I mean they've done. The birds have done really well. I mean, I'm real pleased. One of the things I look for are the returns. It tells me if I'm doing a good job or not. And with the birds, the health's there, and the returns have been good every race. I've had good returns. So I wish they'd race a little faster, but we'll get to that.
Yeah. Well, you gotta get used to it with the birds. Beautiful, beautiful birds. Okay.
Breeders.
Is all your breeders?
Yeah.
Where's your red one?
He's over here in the airlock over here.
Let me see.
So,
Oh, there he is.
he's got.
Let me see that baby. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, there's that baby. You Florida me yet? No.
Yep, there she is.
Yeah, this is for the most part. This is gonna have music. I wanted to ask you another question.
Okay.
It just came to my mind. You were telling me about the solar flares and all that, how the birds get their orientation.
Yes.
Can you please?
The K factor? Yeah, I'm not really sure I'm a believer in it. I watch it to see if it corresponds to any losses or anything like that. But yeah, the solar flares, I mean, coming from the sun, and that can affect the disturbances in the magnetic field and that we have. It affects TV signals and radio stations and stuff like that at times. But I don't know if I can correspond it to losses or not losses. I don't know. I watch it, and if I have a toss that comes out bad, I go back and check and see what it was. But other than that, I've never been able to correspond it to anything. So.
It doesn't hurt to watch it.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, Jeff, thank you very much for inviting me here. We'll see each other again. We're
I'm
we're
sure.
in town.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Yep.
Here we go, guys. This is Llama's Pet Shop. This is Clewiston. You can hear the pigeons. You hear that? So even here, see, this is Llama's Pet Shop. They have thief powders, Cuban thief powders. Spanish powders are very famous over here in Florida. Look at these guys, man. They're beautiful birds. Beautiful birds. Look at that one. That one is called a media linea. Look at this black one right here. Look at this guy. See the drive? Look how pretty that bird is. Wow, look at that bird. Oh my God. Look at that white one. Beautiful birds, beautiful birds. Beautiful birds. Yeah, he sells a lot of birds here. As you see, he's selling this bird to this gentleman right here, and he has a lot of traffic here, guys. Again, this is that. Look at that bird. That's el Audino Sevillano from Spain. From Spain, with the band and everything. With the band from Spain. With the name of the fancier in Spain. Okay? Beautiful birds, guys. Yeah, to me, this pet shop right here, if you want Spanish powders, this is the best pet shop to come and get Spanish powders. He's got the best thief powders here. And there you go, you got everything, all this for pigeons. See, pigeons. All that right there, that's for birds, because he also sells birds, but for the most part, it's all pigeons. Pigeon food, there's Celalaga, then you have cages, pigeon cages, all these cages. Está bien, suelta uno. Okay, now guys, this is a treat. He's gonna let one go because he flies them. That's a valla. Es una valla, no? Nada más una. Una valla. That's a valla right there. Yeah, es valla real. Vamos a soltar.
Ya, para que no vaya a morir.
There you go. Let go of another one. There it goes. There it goes. There goes both of them. One has the wings painted green. And they're gone. This is a #1 Spanish powders, guys. Spanish powders #1. And this is Llama. Llama is the owner here, guys. He doesn't speak a lot of English, but I'm translating for him, but he's the best. As far as the Spanish powders on a pet shop, he's the best. There we go. There we go. There we go. Wow. Yep. There we go. All right, guys. I'm gonna head to the other pet shop right now. Got a lot of videos to take. Gracias. Thank you. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
all right. Hey guys, I'm still over here in Clewiston, Florida. Like I said before, very small town. This is the main street over here. A lot of traffic because it's Highway 27, I believe. And it goes from one side of Florida to the other side of Florida. So this right here is the other pet shop. It's closed. The guy's not here because I guess he went to lunch. But he's a very famous guy. His name is Padilla. And he has very good Spanish powders too, and a lot of other things. But as you can tell by the pictures, this pet shop is dedicated not only to exotic birds, but also to pigeons. Okay? Watch. See? Here you can see a pigeon right there, Spanish powder, that's a rafeño. Then you have another one. There you have a gaditano. See that? There you have another gaditano. And inside there, it's closed. But there's a lot of pigeons in the cages. Pigeons are in the back. And I came at about time. He went to lunch because it's closed. But it's okay. This is very far from where I live, so I have to go. Hey guys, I am right now in the biggest pet shop for pigeons in the US. All this property right here you see. All this is a pet shop. I am in Spring Hill, Florida. Everyone moves over here to raise pigeons from all over the country. They call this place Little Belgium. I'm gonna give you a tour of the place. Giving you a tour, guys. There's a loft. There's a release truck. 2 of them. It's a loft. Let's walk around. They got chickens here. Look at that big old loft back there. That's a pigeon loft. And they have pigeons here. They're selling pigeons. All this loft. They got white homers. Look at the white homers. Pigeons over there. Oh my gosh, look at these pigeons. All those pigeons over there. Pigeons. Chickens. Another loft over here, more pigeons. Okay, guys. Oh, the warehouse. Look at this. They sell feed here. Look at all this food. All kinds of good feed over here. This is what I buy. This kind. %. Belgium top quality. Oh, I didn't know about this feed. Oh, I would like to get one of these. Let me see. What is it, corn? Oh, it's corn. Nice corn. Belgian top quality. What do they have here? Cool. Nice. So this is the warehouse, sunflower. I just got some. And here we have supplements and medicine. You guys can order online too. Spring Hill, Florida. Feeders. These are nice feeders. Ooh, look at that one. Nice. Felpas. Hey, Tom.
Hey, good morning. How you been?
How you doing, sir?
Good. Everything's great.
Showing the world your wonderful pet shop here, sir.
Thank you.
Listen, I'm talking to everybody. This documentary is about that Florida is the state capital of the pigeon.
Well,
What do you think about that?
I think you're 100% right. We have the largest pigeon clubs here as far as racing pigeons. It's a good sport. A lot of people should get into it. You have the day of the computer, and a lot of kids playing on their computer instead of playing with the pigeons.
Exactly.
Yeah, years ago they used to play with pigeons.
Yep. That's how I grew up.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, man. Thank you for allowing me to come here.
Oh, yeah.
I want to show everybody all your medicine and supplements that you have here. Look at
Good,
this.
thank you.
Look at this. Got here for respiratory, multivitamins, for coxy, for everything. B12 is good. That brand is really good. Then you got more pigeons here. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me stop by. I'm going to continue on my way.
Good, good. I'm glad you came by.
All right.
It's a pleasure having you here.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye. And I am still here in Spring Hill, Florida. I am at 18701 Old Shady Hills Road. And this is the bird supply warehouse. Over here they sell pigeon supplies, pigeon feed, everything about pigeons. They sell it here. Okay, they're closed today. I came on the wrong day because I travel all over Florida, and I came on a Sunday and they're closed on a Sunday. So hopefully maybe I'll come back. But at least it's there, it's recorded.
You will arrive at your destination.
I am still here in Spring Hill. I am here at Flamingo International Challenge One Love Race. And I came here at the right time. They got all the birds out. How many birds are there, more or less, you think?
Right now we got 1,200 in now. We expect 2,000.
1,200 birds. They expect 2,000 birds. What, do you have race? When is your next race?
December.
December.
Main race is December, November. According to how bad the weather is.
Wow, I just showed up here, guys, and this nice gentleman.
I'm the owner,
Yeah, he's the owner. What is your name?
John Gallagher.
This is John Gallagher. He's
24 years I got it.
34 years.
24.
24 years. The
Yeah.
challenge. Come over here.
Yeah,
son.
24 years I got it. And got Jim Mulligan's my partner, and Grande's, he takes care of everything.
Nice. Now let me ask you. The reason for this documentary is because I believe that Florida is the state capital of pigeons. Because
Right.
everybody's moving here.
To fly pigeons.
Yeah, to
Spring
fly.
Hill, they made Spring Hill was the pigeon flyer. Before then, nobody knew where Spring Hill was until the pigeon flyers come in. And the GHC club started it all in the Tampa Combine. And the Tampa Combine, then GHC joined the Tampa Combine, and it got bigger and bigger. That's what, they got 200 members in the
Wow.
GHC. Then you got the Unit 10 club with 50, 60 members. Then you got FSI club over here. So, in other words, no matter where you are, average people, and you have to have agriculture residential to have the pigeon. You can't
Yeah.
have it in a deed restricted.
Yeah, well, this is country, so.
Yeah, well, I got 5 acres.
Oh, wow.
5
yeah.
acres.
Yeah, they ain't gonna give you no trouble. No.
Thanks a lot. Nice talking
Thank
to
you, thank you, thank you. I'm gonna walk around. I'm gonna show them. So here are the birds, guys. They have right now 1,200 birds. They're expecting 2,000 birds. This is a one love race. These are all youngsters. They look like youngsters. They're all here, out getting a nice sun bath. A lot of birds. And this is the loft. They are all chipped, ready to compete. Ooh, good boy. They are all chipped, ready to compete. This is a big flying aviary. Big flock, big flock. They're all exercising. And this is the loft. Flamingo International Challenge One Love Race. They've been here for 24 years. Here we got Marino, they call him El Grande. And I wanted to ask you, sir, what is the mileage you give these birds when you start training?
When I start training, I go 3 times, 5 miles.
Okay.
After that, I go 10 miles, couple times, 20 miles. I start training.
Okay. What's the farthest you give him in exercise?
I training 3-4 times a week, 50 miles, 75 miles. Training toss 110 miles. My activation race is 170 miles.
Wow.
That's just the first race.
Okay.
After that, I go 200 miles, 250 miles, and 350 to 400, depend the wind.
Yeah.
It's a tailwind, cold weather,
Yeah.
supposed fast race. I go 374, 371, 400 miles. As a
Okay.
headwind, I go 350, 360, depends.
Wow. And these birds right here, you waiting to chip them?
That one he coming yesterday.
Oh, they came in yesterday. Oh, so when they come in, you chip them when they come in.
I chip them.
Man, that's a big
Show
job,
the
man.
chip. Show them the chip. Brandon,
So,
see, look.
okay. So this chip right here, this is electronic chip.
Goes on every bird.
Goes on every bird. And when they come in, they get a register who came in first.
It identifies the bird.
Great. Wow. All right, guys. Hey, man, thank you. I gotta go because there's so many different lofts and so many different people. So I'm visiting everywhere. Thank you so much for letting me come.
I fly to Unit
Thank you,
10.
sir.
I fly to Unit 10 and the GAC Club. For 25 years I've been flying them.
Thank you,
I
sir.
got birds 50 years
Wow.
from New York,
Long time.
right?
Everybody comes in from New York.
Oh, well that's
A
it.
lot of New York people here.
Yeah.
Well, we're getting deported. They're throwing us out. We're coming in. No, we come in for the heat. As you get
Yeah.
older, you get strong.
And the weather here is nice to fly too,
Well, it's
man.
good for old people.
Yeah.
It's God's waiting room.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, brother. Hey,
All right, brother.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Sure.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I am here still in the Spring Hill. I am here with Andy. He is the owner of Big Andy One Love Race. It's a huge loft and they're still building. They have like, how many lofts you have more or less in this property?
I have 1, 2, and 100. I got 100 individuals. I got holding pens about 70 feet long by 25. And we're planning to build a 100-foot aviary by 16 in front of the one loft this year.
Wow.
And we're always trying to improve to get to the next level.
Oh yeah. I came here about 4 years ago and this place have grown. I mean the loft, they're building a new loft right there. The loft is bigger. So let me ask you, as far as the One Love Race, how many people give you pigeons to raise every year?
We were fortunate enough this year to have 3,000 birds, but we had a little sickness. We had a flyaway this year, so we activated almost 1,400, 1,500 birds. But you know, I'm hoping to improve. As everyone knew that I was sick for the past 3 years, but I'm back to recovery, so I'll be here. And I'd like to thank all my supporters that sent birds, and I'm getting excited again in the pigeon world. As long as you're healthy, guys, you know, you could do anything with pigeons, you know. Like even this year, we had a super season. We had the first ace pigeon in the club and first long distance in the club in the JHC. So I'm getting excited for young bird season already. Hopefully I don't jinx myself.
Oh no, don't worry. And man, you guys have a very big, very good reputation. You know. Now let me ask you: is there any money involved? Like, would they win money if they win?
In my one-off race?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this year we're paying out, I think, almost over 430,000, 35,000, something like that. And I'm hoping, you know, if we get the same amount of birds and we keep them here, that the payout will become over 700,000 next year.
Wow, this is why everybody moving to Florida. let me ask you, do you have a lot of people that comes here from New York and from other states to Florida to fly?
Yeah, we have people from Canada. I'm one of them. I'm from Canada. There's a few of us from Canada all over. I hear some people now who have moved up here from Miami. The competition is fierce. People say it's a tailwind course, but you still need to have the birds on the drop. And you got to be prepared for anything with this heat. It's like our 600 miles. It was 1,300. That's a tough race. This year, my one-off race up to now, it's been difficult racing. So, you know, the birds need to have heart, stamina, and you know, we train hard here because everybody that moves down here, they try to win. Doesn't matter who. So, I love the competition.
That's good. That's good. I wanted to later go and maybe you know, walk around it just a little bit and show them the birds. The gentleman told me I could, but I wanted to ask you this: do you think that Florida is the pigeon capital, or is becoming the pigeon capital of the United States?
I think Florida is growing all the time, and it's becoming the capital because nice weather. I'm from up north, so who wants to feed pigeons when you can't feel your hands? When, so I believe it. You know, California, there's some good competition and that, but even guys from California are coming down here, and it's a beautiful club we have in the GHC, and you know, we have a couple other little ones here like the FSI, Unit 10, so you could fly even in a little club if you wanted to. But if you want to really fly pigeons, this is the place.
This is the place.
You know, even I have friends in Hialeah, I hear that club is growing. So, you know, I love it. And the guys that have moved down here, you know, sometimes guys don't fly as good, they get discouraged, you know, but
Yeah,
the truth is we got to keep on trying to do our best, you know?
that's right.
And that's part of the game I love. If I won every race that easy, if I came here, I would have quit by now.
Yeah.
But it makes it interesting, you know, when someone beats you. And and here in this club, anybody could beat you at any second. So you don't know till you open the club.
It pushes you.
Yeah.
You know. Well, Andy, man, thank you so much, my
And
brother.
thank you for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
Man, the show would be nothing here without you. And really thank you, and I really hope that you get well and you continue to get well. And
So far the progress, I'm really happy.
Great. Thank you so much.
All right,
Thank
you for having me.
All right. Well, guys, I hope you enjoy it. Part 1 of my documentary, Florida, the pigeon capital of the United States. Stay tuned for part 2.